think that William Inge, known as the playwright of the Midwest, is true. When you look at Bus Stop and Dark at the Top of the Stairs, and particularly Picnic, he's from Kansas, so his plays reflect a small town atmosphere, and he does it beautifully. So yes, you could say he's a Kansas playwright or he's a Midwestern playwright. If you look at a play like Picnic, I think Picnic is moving and touching to anybody. So again, it goes beyond the region because there's something greater at the heart of his plays, even though it's written from the third person. And I think there's a lot of truth to the characters in this play being aspects of himself. And I tend to think actually the younger sister, Millie, who is determined to be an artist and reads Carson McCullers, and I can't not help but think that that isn't Inge himself. He's just twisted it and made it a 16-year-old girl. But all of the characters are fragments of a relationship. Mrs. Potts is a woman who ran off to get married and the marriage was annulled, so there's never been that completion, or there's never been that side. Flo is a woman who had a husband, had children, and probably the husband was killed in a car, it doesn't say, but probably killed in a car wreck or something like that. So there's this fragmented relationship that has led to a lot of loneliness, isolation, and frustration. Millie is the artist, and Madge is this young woman whom this life force looking for completion seems to be very intense, and that we can relate to. The play revolves around a very wounded character who has the mask of arrogance stripped away from him. He is humiliated, but in that humiliation he recognizes that a truth has been told about him. Madge sees him in his humanity and forgives him his arrogance, forgives him his lies, and accepts him for who he is. This play is such a mixture of humor and sadness and longing and hope, and you hope that when that play spreads across that stage and is done, audiences go, that's the truth, that's what it's like. That's what it's like to be alone, that's what it's like to be in love, that's what it's like to have a mom fighting with you, that's the truth about what it is to have a fight with your sister, that's what it's like to have two best friends get together after not seeing each other. I recognize the truth in that. So you always want them to come away with a sense of that's the truth, I saw the truth. And it's all universal, there's nothing new about human nature, doesn't change, whether it's a Greek play or whether it's whatever the most current play is, or whether it's the so-called old-fashioned well-made play from the 1950s. Human nature doesn't change. It's still about love and loss and heroism and grief and joy and those things. So that's permanently embedded in the play, I believe.